Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei Season 3 Episode 9 reaction. So the previous episode, it was the end of the 9 schools competition, the steeplechase cross country. That whole thing was the only one that was left, and Tatsuya went on his way to take care of the parasite dolls. And there was like a huge battle scene. Tatsuya immediately one after the other takes care of them with the help of Pixie. Obviously Pixie by the end of it became a big asset to him. And yeah, they were able to defeat the dolls. And over there, they completed the event properly, and everything went well. They captured Sakai as well, and then what was her name? Saiki, yeah, Saiki and Kazama, both of them goes and confront Kudo and talks about this. And yeah, it was a good end, basically, of the whole thing. Then in the after the after credit scenes, we get to see a little scene where Mr. Kuroba, he is confronting Jo, and he gets injured, and Tatsuya and Fuyumi comes in, and even though he doesn't really like taking Tatsuya's help, like Tatsuya heals him up, and I'm guessing this is going to be like the beginning of a new arc, which we'll probably get to see in the last few episodes. So let's see what happens in today's episode. Yeah, let us get started. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, these two are here. Hmm. Right. Okay. Oh damn, that's fancy. On a plate. Oh, he knows. List of cooperation. Okay, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. What? Really? So it's optional for them. Okay. Huh. He was captured. Okay. Traditionalist, yeah. Ancient magical. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I doubt that at this point. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. All right. Okay, that's interesting. So Maya told them that, oh, if you want to refuse, I think that's what she said. That I think that's what I read, or did I read wrong? I'll go back after the episode ends. Like, so what I read over there at that point was that, so Aunt Maya told them that, oh, you can take this, or there won't be any problem if you don't take this, and that's why I was like, okay, interesting. Like, I'm sure she knew that Tatsuya is going to take this on. That's why, otherwise, why would she send, like them with a letter and all that stuff? I'm sure she was convinced of that. But, okay, let's see. This is also continue. Oh, so they weren't in secret messages or anything. There you go. Yeah, I read correct. I read correct then. On really low priority. Oh, okay. Yeah. If she didn't. Hmm. Right. Okay, so that's why she wanted to give them an like a choice that you can either take this or you can, you know. Hmm. 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 Okay. Oh. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Technological things. I see. Yeah. That's why. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. I'm not asking. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, I just realized. Bruh. Yeah. Well. I was like, why did she suddenly change her tone? Oh, wait. Was someone trying to spy on them or something? What's happening? Due to the job request, you got that. Like this blade. Yeah, that might be the case. I don't think he's gonna be directly. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Because that's why they were like when they were going back home, you see their faces, they're like all. Yeah, but the method, I guess. Hmm. So this was Aunt Maya's direction? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, but he still does feel the pain. It's even like I think this I kind of mentioned like 100 times more than or something like that, 10 times. When he uses like rebirth or something like that, it like affects him like I think like 10 times or 100 times more. I forgot the amount, but he goes through that same amount of pain multiplied into. Hmm. Okay. Yes. All right. So she's all right. Chief secretary. Bruh. Yeah. Hmm. Or maybe he'll need his help or something. Yeah. Yeah. The difference in style. Shugendo. Yeah, I guess. Right, there you go. Hmm. Yeah, I doubt that. They'll need to do yeah. Hmm. I'm sure she's there, but she's not. She doesn't want to talk to him now. I'm going through from. Yeah, I guess. But they're. Yeah. It's a problem of the whole. Oh wow. Yeah. Like I said. Yeah, and that as well. Like I was saying, bruh. It's like yeah, you guys, they did something. So I'm. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, that's good to know. They're giving him an awful lot of freedom. Yeah, she was there. Obviously, I was like, yeah, she's definitely there. Yeah. It's okay. I guess I can see it like that. Wow. Right. Well. Above me, even in only in name. Right. What the who? Damn. Mid-century speed self-destruct. Right. Oh god. Oh nice. Here we go. Oh, they didn't realize that. Oh. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, there's someone else there. But yeah. Yeah, they didn't know. Wow. So they're all the traditionalists. Well. Hmm. Right. Yeah. One of them used to magic. Hmm. I don't think so. Yeah. Exactly. They're tied in with the yeah. What's the fact that they were clearly Hmm. Yeah, they were surprised. They were like modern magic. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. I see. They've been kept in the dark, and so they think that we're ancient magic. I see. Okay. Hmm. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess that's a possibility. Yeah. Tch. Hmm. They call themselves that. Okay. Mm, hmm. Yeah, you need to be a bodyguard, or you need to. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. What do you need in return? Wait, is this a new ending song? Oh no! Wow, another new ending song for a new arc. Hmm. Oh, this is Asuka. Okay, I see. Yeah, I can recognize the voice now. Like, what was it? This guy's name, Minoru? Yeah. Even in the opening song, we're seeing Minoru and Minami. Yeah, so that's interesting. In the opening song as well, we see both of them. So okay. Oh, this chill song. Right, we need to tell them. Yeah. Nah, this is Tatsuya. Yep. Yeah, we can. Yeah. Yeah, I guess like Erika will be fine. Yeah. Hmm. Che. Yeah. Yeah. What? What? Bruh. Oh boy. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. What the hell was that? Okay. All right, that was today's episode. So basically, a beginning of a new arc. And here we get to see today's episode. We get to see Tatsuya has not only Tatsuya but Tatsuya and Miyuki both of them have been brought like a request from from Aunt Maya about taking helping them out in the capture of Joe, that guy. And like it is a request not an order, it's a request. And they could take it, they could not take it, whatever. And obviously Tatsuya takes it, and we get to know that that's not all. Aunt Maya has actually, like, within all of this, there is another little plan that she's doing. She basically told Fumiya and Ayako, I think, no, was it Ayane? I always mix up her name. Told both of them to be like that they will be followed, obviously, and told them not to do anything about it. So they like deliberately went and they made like, so basically they made like Tatsuya into like a bait, and like that was like the whole plan, and that was Aunt Maya's plan, and it kind of worked, I guess. And yeah, so that's what's going on over there. Obviously Tatsuya and Miyuki, they are already involved in this, so like they have to take care of this situation in one way or the other. So Tatsuya decides to ask the kudos for help, and that part was pretty funny, where Tatsuya talks to Hayama, I think that's his name, or is it Hazama? The butler, Aunt Maya's butler. He talks to him, and he's like, oh, you like ask the kudos for help. Why? Like, why would you like like, yeah, it's like get into like a, why would you like get help from them? Doesn't that make like a little like a debt type of thing to them, indebted to them? At which Tatsuya's like, in the end, he was like, yeah, they did a few things, so I feel like calling in this favor now is an easier way to make our relationship go smoother in the future. I don't want to elongate or prolong this whole thing, and like this part is actually pretty interesting, because he says this and Hama was like, okay, and then Aunt Maya's laughing, and Hama's like, why are you laughing? Like, I think like Tatsuya was pretty like like what he said was correct, wasn't it? At which she's like, oh no, like it's just that, okay, where you go, there's the part. Here we go. I don't believe what Master Tatsuya said is wrong. At which he says, like, on the surface he's correct, but it is not normal. Normally, it's through owing and being owed that you build and deepen bonds, which is a very interesting statement. Like, I can see what she's trying to say and where she's coming from, but at the same time, it's not normal. That's not how you normally deepen bonds. By owing others and others being, no, that makes it more professional, doesn't it? But obviously the funny part about this is that this really shows how Aunt Maya's like how she looks at things, compared to Tatsuya. And it's very, okay, I'm going to read this part. Here we go. Hama says like, Master Tatsuya must not feel the need for connection arising from such tests. This part is hilarious, because like that's literally what Aunt Maya is doing to him, isn't it? Like owing, like by controlling him in this way, she's like she has like him on like control, like by owing something to him and being owed, like that is how she is at least trying to probably like deepen her friendship with Tatsuya and Miyuki. But it's kind of interesting, because that is exactly how Aunt Maya sees this thing. That's why she said like, oh, isn't this how people deepen bonds? But she has no idea, I guess, that's not really normal, like like that way of doing it. And it's pretty evident, like seeing how she interacts with Tatsuya and Miyuki, it's pretty evident that this is how she sees the world, like by being owed and owning others, and that is how you deepen bonds. Unlike Tatsuya and other people who definitely doesn't think like that. For Tatsuya, he was like, yeah, like they owe something to me. Let me just quickly like let them repay us back and not elongate this, so that we can go to a healthier future. Because only then can you like deepen up someone's bond, when you are neutral in standpoint with each other. If you owe someone something and someone owes you something, that is not a healthy way of deepening your bonds. It's a bit weird, and usually it ends up in a very twisted relationship. So Yeah, that's just correct actually. But I love how Aunt Maya looks at this whole thing in this way, and it's pretty evident the way she like interacts with Tatsuya. Like she believes this is the way to do stuff, you know. Anyways, I really like that conversation was very interesting because it's pretty interesting to see how she looks at the whole thing, and while how other people and Tatsuya looks at the whole like that situation. Anyways, yeah, so that was that, and then there was that also that section where Tatsuya and Miyuki gets attacked, and we get to know a few things about the attackers from there. Number one, that they have no idea who we are. Like, yeah, they do know that, like the Kudos, they were following the Kudos and they're working for the Yotsubas, this and that, but they actually have no idea who Tatsuya and Miyuki and they are. They are thinking we are like some kind of like a hired help, and we are like ancient magic users. That's what they thought. And so that's the thing. And obviously from that, Tatsu was able to deduce that. And that brings up another problem, is that since they do not know who we are, they might try to target their friends, because obviously like they think we're just hired help or something. So our friends, they might try to target them as well instead. So it's a problem, because obviously Tasya was here, Minami was here, everything worked well, Miyuki was also there, so everything worked pretty well. They were able to stop that attack so easily. But what happens if one of his friends, gets isolated and attacked? That'll be a problem. Yeah, if they're together, then that'll be a lot better. But if like someone gets isolated and attacked, then that'll be a problem. So like that's why Tasya's like, we need help, and he goes and asks. Like, and at first, like, Miyuki was like, oh, why don't you ask Aunt Maya? And he's like, no, like, I don't want to do that. Like, instead of doing that, I want to just like, let's go and ask Yakumo. And yeah, Tatsuya goes and does that, and I guess he'll be helping us out, or he'll be keeping an eye on Tatsuya's friends at least. And he also told like them as well, his friends as well, that, oh, this is what's going on. You should probably be a little bit careful. So everyone's like, okay, like, let's like help each other out and all that. Right. Yeah, now, okay, now the final scene, what was that? Wait a minute. Like, Miyuki's smiling. I'm genuinely not sure what is happening here. The reflection, I was trying to see if the reflection was something different, but no, the reflection is Miyuki smiling, isn't it? Just like how she's. Wait a minute, let me see that again. Yeah, Miyuki is smiling. And then suddenly we switch to the reflection, and in the reflection as well, Miyuki is smiling. So I was thinking maybe the reflection is something different or something, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm not really sure about the final scene. I didn't understand that. Maybe I'm sure they'll explain it later. Right. Either way, right. That was today's episode, basically. Um, yeah. All right. Now let me talk about this episode, scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see Tatsuya has, like, Tatsuya and Miyuki. In front of them, there's Aya. Okay, I need to know her name. Is it Aya Ne or Ayako? Ayako, isn't it? I think. Okay, let me check. Ayako Mahouka. Yeah, Ayako, not Ayane. Ayako. Okay, right. So Ayako and Fumiya, both of them are there, and they're like, we have, like, brought you, like, we are here on behalf of our leader, obviously Aunt Maya, and he gives them a letter, and in the letter, like, Tatsuya's like, do you know what's written in the letter? At which he's like, yeah. Fumiya's like, I know about it. So basically, we have to help in aiding. We need to no, sorry. We need to help in capturing Joe, that guy. At which Ayako says that I have a message as well from Aunt Maya, which is that, okay, where is that part? she says that if you would decline the request, she won't have any objection. There you go. So this is a very, obviously this makes Miyuki like, wait, what? This has never happened. She usually orders us, doesn't she? So why is she suddenly telling us like, oh, it's all according to our like freedom? At which immediately Stack says like, yeah, it's fine, like we'll take it. And then he asks more information, and Fumi says that okay, so basically what's happening after Joe fleeing Yokohama, he headed west by sea, arriving on Ise. After that, at one point he was captured on the Great Biwa Lake Bridge. He managed to get away. Currently, we're searching in Ohara area in Kyoto. Okay, any information on supporters, traditionalists, an organization of ancient magic users in opposition with the families of the number 9 are thought to be aiding their escape. Yeah, there you go. So, and he's like, oh, I've heard about them from Yakumo. Not only have they been gathering outcast ancient magic users here in Japan, also been looking to Boston to organize. Okay, so basically all that, and they talk about the Kudos, we saw that they did get involved with them a little bit, at which they're like Fumiya's like, no, like the Kudos aren't involved in this, so you can be. Oh no, sorry, Tatsuya says that, I think. Wait a minute, who says that? No, Fumiya says that. No need to worry about that. Right after escaping Yokohama, Gojinjo fled the 9th instantly. Yeah, so there you go, all that stuff. That was the briefing, and later we get to see them in the car. Obviously, that was a weird little scene they suddenly added, which made us be like, what was the point of that scene? We get to know what was the point of that scene later on, because that scene where we see both Ayako and Fumiya in the car, and Fumiya looking a little bit sad, we get to know later on that he was sad because he knows that he's been followed, and basically, he has been ordered not to do anything. Obviously, both Ayako and Fumiya, they respect Tatsuya a lot. So Fumiya doing something like that to Tatsuya, he's not really happy about that. So that's why he wasn't really in the best of the moods at that point. Either way, after that, here later, Miyuki says that that's interesting. This wasn't an order but a request. And here Tatsuya says, I don't know if they mentioned this before. I think it's the first time he's mentioning this, isn't it? He says, you two probably don't know this, but our aunt's command are actually low priority. That is a big surprise. And Miyuki's like, wait, what? It goes without saying that keeping Miyuki safe is the top priority. Obviously, Miyuki is like the first, yeah. Then the next highest one are the missions of the Independent Magic Equate Battalion. That's interesting. Okay, so that comes in second. Then our aunt's authority to issue commands follows at number 3. Wait, so if it was something that, it's pretty obvious, if Miyuki asks Tatsuya something, Tatsuya will obviously follow that, overruling Aunt Maya's orders, because she's the first priority. Then the Magic Battalion. So if they issue some order, Tatsuya is supposed to follow them, even if it goes against Aunt Maya's orders, that means. I'm guessing? Okay. And then comes Aunt Maya. Okay. So Miyuki says, I didn't know that. But until now, whenever she instructed me to carry out a mission, she always done it in the form of a command. Yeah, we saw that. That was normal. If she's not using austerity means, she must have an extraordinary reason. Does this mean this mission is particularly dangerous? If someone who seriously wounded the head of Kuroba family is now fleeing from the Yosuba's attempt to track them down, neither capturing him and not getting okay, it will be an easy task. Okay, all that stuff. Anyways, Right, and then they talk to Minami a little bit. They're like, Minami, when I'm out of this, place, I'm not here. You protect Miyuki. You're the only one I trust as Miyuki's guardian. This and that. All right. Then the next day we get to the school, and everyone's talking about certain situations, and they're talking about Tatsuya being in the student council, and that whole thesis thing as well. And Tatsuya's like, I might not be helping out this time. If they ask me to help me, I'll do it, but I doubt I won't be doing it this time. Reason being that because this year is going to be held at Kyoto, which is interesting because like Joe, he's also in Kyoto now, so Tasya will be working over there trying to capture him, and they, I'm guessing, like the first high, they will also be there in Kyoto at that point. So yeah, I can see where this is building up to. The thesis competition is held alternatively in Yokohama and Kyoto. This time is Kyoto, you know. Oh, they also talk about how the evaluation time, way is different in different places. In Yokohama, they rate technological things higher, while here in Kyoto it's theoretical. So Tasea probably won't be called in. Okay, that's why. Okay, that was that, and then later on we get to see Tasea talking to Fujibayashi, and he asks Fujibayashi that, oh, like I want to talk to Kudo Retsu privately. Uh, at which Fujibayashi is like, why? Like, what's the problem? Can you tell me? At which Tatsuya tells everything to her. Like he's like, oh, this is what's going on. Yeah, and he's like, and in the end, Fujibashi is like, okay, I understand why the Yosubas would want to ask my grandfather's help. Um, okay, right. And then after that whole conversation, Miyuki comes in, and Miyuki's like, oh, who are you talking to? And Tatsuya tells her that, oh, it's like Fujibayashi, I'm asking her. And Miku's like, is it okay at asking the, like the JDF for help? And he's like, oh, no, no problem. Like, it's fine. I was talking to her in a private line, in a private phone number. This wasn't any official, business or anything. I just like privately asked her to make a meeting of me and Retsu in private. So it wasn't any official business. It took me a while to understand. Like, not a while, but immediately I didn't realize, like, because like you see, as he says this, Miyuki's voice drops here suddenly. She's like, "Oh, is that right?" I didn't realize. I was like, "Wait, why is she talking like that?" And then she says like, "Oh, it's Miss Fujibashi's private phone number." Did you say? And I was like, "Oh, that's why." Her voice suddenly dropped immediately. Oh boy! And not only did her voice drop, the temperature dropped as well. Oh god. But anyways, we get interrupted with that artificial spirit, and like Tatsuya takes care of that, and Miko's like, what the hell was that? At which they're like, oh, like it's probably them. Like it's either Joe or someone or the people that Joe are using to take, to help him out, the traditionalist, or maybe the ancient magic user, them. At which they're like, wait, how are they here? Like, like how did that happen? At which Tatsuya says that it's probably Ayako and Fumiya. And Miku's like, they wouldn't let anyone track them. And he's like, yeah, they had to, because it was probably under Aunt Maya's orders. And that's when immediately we switch to Fumiya and Ayako, and Ayako's like, oh, like, like, what's wrong with you, Fumiya? And Fumiya says like, I was under orders, obviously, but I don't like it, like doing stuff like this. Anyways, Miyuki's like, why would they do that? At which Tatsuya says like, it's probably because they want me to act as a decoy. At which he's like, it's not wrong to put me in the direct line of fire, because like I'm more of a, we know, like he's like more of a genetically engineered, like like he's way more tougher, and he's like basically, where you go, where is it? Here we go. Using me as a decoy is the sensible thing to do, since ultimately I won't sustain any injuries as a tactical ploy. At which Miku is like, stop that, I don't want to hear that from you. Obviously, like, like getting injured just because of that, that's not a, like, so don't say stuff like that. And that says like, oh, I'm sorry, okay. Right, so that was that, and then we come with in the next scene we get to see the student council, all the members. Okay, let me read this part because they kind of introduce everyone and which positions they will be in. Obviously, Miyuki is the student council president. Vice chairman is Izumi. Okay, accountant is Honoka. Secretary is Minami. And I, Miyuki Shiba, am your chairwoman. Okay, and also my brother will be serving as a chief secretary. Right. So basically, she made up a post so that Tatsuya can be on the same level as her, like chief secretary. Okay, all right. So yeah, they're like, what the hell is chief secretary? Either way, like Izumi is very happy. She's like blabbering. She's like, oh, like I'm so honored to be, like this and that, and all that stuff. Anyways, Tatsuya goes and talks to Mikiko and asks him like, "Oh, have you seen this thing?" Shows him that surveillance thing, that organic spirit, and he's like, "Oh, that's an interesting one. Like you got this from the underground. I think he says underground market or something. What does he say? Wait a minute, let me. Yeah, you got it you got this data from an underground site, didn't you?" At which Tatsuya says, "Yeah. Like I'll delete this." Okay. Then the next scene we get to see Tatsuya is calling Aunt Maya, but Aunt Maya hasn't taken it. Hayama has taken the phone, and he's like, "Oh, Aunt Maya cannot be here." Obviously, I was pretty sure Aunt Maya's just there in the background, sitting and listening to them. I knew that, but I'm sure Tatsuya knew that as well, or I'm sure of it. Either way, he says like all right, then let me talk to you then. He tells him that I've asked the Kudo family's previous head for the help, and yeah, and at which Hayama's like, interesting. So you didn't ask the Magic Battalion for help, but them. Is it okay to get indebted to them? At which he says, like I felt like it'd be wise to avoid becoming indebted to the JDF over Yosuba's task, and at the same time, the Kudos they have a certain debt to us as well. So I'm just bringing in their favor now, so that cancels each other. And he says, Tasha says, if this continues for an extended time, we'll never be able to escape each other. So I don't want that to be, like go in that direction. Obviously, Tatsuya's very familiar with that because he and the Yosuba family, especially Aunt Maya, they are kind of in a similar situation. And this is what I was talking about. Like they talk about this thing. Haima's like, fine, like I'll let Aunt Maya know. And he also says like also like I have like about this whole thing. Aunt Maya has given you permission to do what you want to. So you don't have to like report to me every single thing. You can take your own decisions. You're free to do so. So yeah, that's that. And like I said, this part is very this whole conversation is very interesting. I talked about this, but basically Aunt Maya like says that, oh, that's an interesting thought process Tatsuya has. He's still very young. He doesn't know, but isn't this how you should like deepen bond? By owing someone something and getting and repaying them back. Isn't this how people deepen their bonds? Which is pretty funny because because that's exactly what she does, and that's why she thinks that is the way. Obviously that's not really healthy, and yeah, and that's why she said something like that. Yeah, either way, that's that. And then there was the next scene where Tatsuya, Miyuki, and Minami are outside, and then suddenly like this one car drops in, and like those guys come out and they start using like the smoke screen and everything. Tatsuya was ready, Minami was ready, and Tatsuya immediately like tells Minami that, oh, you have to use your what did he call it, the whirlwind whatever. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, they use the magic smoke screen, and Tatsuya immediately is like, oh, so the next move will be, there we go, descending whirlwind. That was the name. So yeah, he's like, use descending whirlwind, and that smoke kind of thing that would like obstruct the vision. With the whirlwind, it was easily wiped away. And they realize here, the guys who are attacking them, they realize like, wait, you guys are, they're like, wait, they're modern magic users. Nobody told us about that, you know. And yeah, and then they get caught off guard and they get captured. So that's that. Then the police comes in and all that. So obviously later on, Tatsuya and talks to Minami and Miyuki about this, and he's like, yeah, obviously they were ancient magic users, so they probably must be the traditionalists, you know. And so again, like they're like, oh, maybe it's the Kudos because they're involved with them. At least that's why it's like, no, it's not the Kudos. Like it's not them. And he says that we can deduce a few things from this. Number one, that they, okay, you know what? I'm going to read this part. Just a minute. Yeah, according to Fumiya, the Kudos have no reason to attack us. They must work for the traditionalists. We learned two things from today's assault. Here we go. First, the fact that we are clearly being targeted by the traditionalists. Yeah, that number one. And number two is that the enemy doesn't know who we are. So basically, this is backed up by the fact that they thought we were ancient magic users. Emiya almost certainly followed Fumiya and Ayako here. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, they definitely were followed, but that would probably mean that they knew that Ayako and Fumiya are working for the, are from the Kurobas, and they work for the Yotsubas, so they know about that, but they thought that they came and hired us for help, and we are like some ancient magic users or something. Yeah, they must know that Fumiya and Ayako are Kurobas, and the Kurobas are in charge of Yotsuba's work. There you go. But despite knowing that much, they don't know how they are linked to us and the Yotsubas. They don't even see us as magicians serving the Yotsubas. Yeah. So, meaning, they think we're ancient magic users employed by the Kuroba family. There you go. So, like, we're hired help, basically. That's what they think. At which they come to the conclusion that their friends might be in danger as well. And Miyuki's like, should we ask our aunt for protection? And he's like, Tatsuya's like, no, let's not rely on Aunt Maya. There you go. Which is true. Again, like, we'll be, if we ask for her help, we'll be again, like be indebted to her. So Tatsuya doesn't want that. So, and they're like, okay, so Master Yakumo, and he's like, yeah, I might need to, like, go and talk to him. So he goes and talks to Yakumo, and Yakumo's like, all right, like after hearing everything, he's like, I can help you out. If you want, I'd also be glad to lend you a hand with that job of yours as well. Not only helping your friend, but you as well. At which Tatsuya's like, no, I couldn't ask that much of help, Internal strife between ancient magic users won't be a good look. Yeah, I guess. And he's like, well, Okay, I don't understand this. What does this? He says like it seems like I'm a long way of achieving Satori. What does Satori means? Satori. Satori. What is that? Awakening. Ah, so enlightenment, I guess. Ah, okay. Right. And there you go. That's where that ended. And in the after credit scene, we get to see Tatsuya talking to everyone, the friends, and they're like, oh, then we should like be careful about this whole thing. And they're like, you should like pair up together and help each other out. So basically, okay, I forgot this girl's name. What was her name? Shizuku or something like that, wasn't it? Honoka's friend. She says like, oh, like Honoka, you come and stay at my place. Shizuka, I think that was her name. And then Erika's like, oh, I'll be fine, because obviously Erika and she has like a very well like family. She herself is very trained as well, and Leo as well, Mikiko. All right. The problem here, as I say, is like I'm concerned about Mizuki. So Erika's like, oh, maybe I can stay with you. At which that says like, no, that it wouldn't be productive. No, Mikiko says like, our opponents are ancient magic users. We have no idea what they would do. At which Erika's like, oh, then you stay with her. At which both of them get embarrassed. Either way, that's that. Everyone pairs up, and there you go. And in the end, that weird scene, we see Miyuki smiling, and they suddenly switch to her reflection. I don't know what was that about, but let's wait and see. And that was today's episode, episode number 9 of Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Mahouka Koukou no Rettousei. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.